What a time we live in. So much uncertainty, so much stress, and so much fear of the unknown. Hi, this is Jill Strand from UpLift Guided Fitness in Woodbury, Minnesota, and we want you to meet our member, Carrie Kelley. She has been a first grade teacher at the same school for 31 years. That's saying a lot. She exercises consistently, she eats healthy, so on most days she can handle whatever life throws her way. Yet even she found challenges when UpLift was closed for those 3 months during the coronavirus shutdown in 2020. Her story is hers and hers alone, yet not so different from other members that you will meet in the series we call It's Good to Be Back at the Gym. And be sure to check out her muscles. That girl works out hard.
You had a regular routine that you had, so just tell me again what that was before
Before all of this. Well, usually I have a dog. We have a lab, a 4-year-old lab that needs a lot of, and he has a lot of energy. So every morning I'd get up at 5:30, walk the dog, get ready for work, and then go to school all day. And I never sat. With first graders, you're never sitting in one spot. You're moving all over. And then right after school is done, got my stuff together, and I came right to the gym. And so I worked out, and then...
How many days a week did you work out?
You know what? I probably, right before everything started, I was coming probably 4 to 5 times during the week, and occasionally.
Wow.
Because one day I would do like cardio or do on the step mill or the treadmill, and then... So I got in that routine of, doing the resistant training, my program, 3 days a week, and then just doing some, because the weather, just being able to move and do cardio and stuff. But, in the summertime when I'm off, I love to be outside. We're always going. This year, when everything started, I bought a bike just to get some cardio in.
Yeah.
So my husband and I have been biking. I walk probably between 6 and 9 miles a day, walking the dog, and just trying to do that. But I was struggling with, when everything started, it was like, okay, I just got back from vacation, school was stopped, the gym was closed, and it was like, what do I do? I had to
virtually everything in your daily routine ground to a halt.
Yes,
basically.
It did. It came to a halt. And, I sat on a computer trying to teach myself how to do distant learning. We had 2 weeks to teach ourselves what we were going to do with our kids. I was on the internet trying to learn from Facebook pages, different blogs, different, just groups and stuff. So I sat in front of a computer all day trying to teach myself. So all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I was, it was just, at first, I was just sitting there because I wanted to learn. I wanted to be the best teacher I could be for my kiddos. But then I just started getting exhausted, feeling horrible because I wasn't moving. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So it lasted about 2 weeks. And I didn't do anything. I was just...
Well, you didn't work out or...
I didn't, because I was like, okay, maybe this will be over in 2 weeks. Maybe I can go back to the gym. Maybe school, things are going to get better. But it wasn't. So my husband and I were like, I started walking like 3 times a day because I just needed to get out. But then, in March, the weather was good. It was cold. It was snowy. It was nice. So it just was hit and miss. And so then after that, my husband, who works out quite a bit because he's working out because he's going on a elk hunting trip in the fall, so he belongs to a gym also. So he goes, we got to do something. So we went out and bought a bench, and he went out and bought weights. And so we have a variety of weights at home. So we both I actually took a picture of the page on my book that I was working out with.
The book that you took your book home from UpLift.
I just took a picture with my camera.
Yeah.
And what I was working on. So I took a picture because I don't know why I did. I just wanted to show my husband what I was working on because he was always sharing. Well, I do this. So I took a picture, and luckily I did because I'm like, here it is. So I looked and I said, I can do this with free weights. I can do this. So I started doing that, for that whole time. But then after a while, it's like, I need to change. I need to do something different.
And at UpLift, they take you through a change in programs. How often again? I can't remember. Every 20 workouts maybe?
Yeah, right? Was it every 12 or so workouts, I believe?
Every 12?
Yeah, 12 workouts. And so You know, that was much longer
Yeah.
of the time. So I was looking for something different. And
So you went out there and bought, the announcement comes down that
Yes.
the gyms have to stay closed
Yes.
in March. And you pretty much right away, well, no, it was like 2 weeks later after you had
Yes.
kind of been doing nothing. Is that when you went out and bought some equipment?
That's when my husband said, let's do something. So he ordered a bench. He searched all over for more weights. I think everybody had the idea, we're going to go buy weights, because they were all out.
I've heard they were really hard
Yes,
to come by.
yes.
Yeah.
And we had a few at home, but not what I needed. But we did find some between friends, and searched in the garage. My son had some weights and stuff, so we used those.
Do you
So
remember, did you set any goals even for yourself and even just in your own mind about, here's what I'm going to attempt to do exercise-wise and nutrition-wise
Yes.
also, while you could not come in and use the equipment here and train with the trainers
Yeah.
at UpLift?
well, my goal was, and I pretty much stayed to it, is to try to do the weights 3 times a week. The resistance.
So,
And
you were able to continue with it consistently.
to a
even
point,
in,
yeah,
okay.
to a point, and then walking every day. That was my goal, and at least biking once or twice a week. So that just depending upon weather, but everything like the cardio was always outside. I did try a few of the classes, which were wonderful, but for me, being by myself in my basement, there was too many distractions. It's like, oh, the phone would ring. Oh, I better change the laundry. Oh, you're thinking of this. Oh, I better go clean that. So, the reason why I joined a gym, because I wanted to just focus on working out instead of being at home watching videos or whatever. So
you feel like when you walk through the door here at UpLift,
yes.
you feel like that focuses you and you remain in workout mode.
Yes.
I mean, that kind of lets you get a better, probably more intense workout. Is that right?
Yes. And I've been a member at some of the other chain gyms and things like that, but I've never felt like I come here and it's like, if I'm doing something not right, or if if I'm doing it good, it's like Jill and Chris and all the other staff are like, great job, try it this way or do something different. Where when I was at other gyms, it was like I thought of things to do. I had to think of them by myself. Unless you hired a trainer extra and you had to go on their schedule, and then when you're done, you're done. So this is constant, and I felt like, it's almost like home here. It's like I feel comfortable. I feel like, I don't have to dress up or anything. It's just like I'm here to work out.
Yeah, so you missed it then, didn't you?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. I miss, when you're working out, you're kind of working out like I work out by myself, but just having the people around and Jill and Chris here to say, try it this way, or how's it going? What else can we help you with? And things like that. I just felt they made me accountable for my health, my working out, my nutrition, and made me think about what are my goals? What do I want to do? And I just never felt that before at any other gym. So, and even at home, it's like, okay, I can skip
So you
it
said,
here.
yeah, working out at home worked for you to a point.
To a point,
And
yes.
What were the kind of the obstacles or the things that you ran up against that made it less than optimal?
Well,
for you?
it's just like being home. I wanted to get out of the house because I was in the house constantly, every day. I mean, it's like I didn't leave the house many times because it's like, where should I go? Everything's closed. And so I was working in front of a computer. So sometimes it's like, oh, do I really want to go downstairs? Or do I, work out? And it's like, I just want to go outside. So sometimes I should go downstairs, but I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go for a bike ride. I'm still doing something, but it's just like, I got kind of tired of my routine a little bit. I needed a change, and that's why it's so wonderful here. After 12 times, you get a
would
change.
have gotten a change, and
Yes.
you couldn't get it because it was closed.
Yes, and as
right?
soon as I started back here, I walked in the door, and Jill's like, "Hey, what have you been doing? Do you want to change?" And it's like, yes, and it was almost like it was refreshing to try something new, and knowing that, hey, I'm going to get a change pretty soon. So it was like, wow, this was great.
That's really cool. So when the announcement came that the gyms were going to open up again, did you have any trepidation? Did you have any concerns? And how has the experience been since you came back in to work out?
Well, I first thought, okay, how's that going to work? How's that going to work? My husband and I talked about that, but then we got the email from Jill and Chris about what they expected to happen, and it's like, you know what? It's always clean here. It's always, there's not tons and tons of people. Where the gym my husband went to, one of the gyms, he's like, there was constantly people. He'd walk out because there was way too many people. So I said, it's not that way, and everybody keeps it clean, and it's not filthy, dirty, or whatever, So I just felt comfortable about coming and what they said that we were going to do. I brought my mat. I was ready. I did bring a mask. Wasn't sure. How I was going to use it because I'm like, it's hard to breathe and
When
stuff
you're doing
like that.
hard cardio,
Oh, yeah.
it would be difficult.
Yes, or even lifting. I mean, when you're just working hard, you're breathing so hard. So, but I brought that just in case. I brought my water. I followed the routine, and then Jill just talked me through what we need to do. And she says, okay, here's your new program. Here's the 3 things you do in this area, then move to this area. So it was like I could stay in my own little area and then move to the next area. So I wasn't bouncing around to different areas. So I felt comfortable that way.
Sure, which also helps maintain the safety, let's
Yes.
say, for each
Yes.
person that's
Yeah.
working out, right?
Yeah.
So how has it been now, taking into account both your body and your mind? What has it done for you being able to come back here and get into your more intense workouts?
Well, I can already tell, and I've just started, last week or whatever. I can already tell the strength is coming back. I mean, doing my muscles and things like that. My husband and I are both keto, low carb, so we're still eating healthy, very healthy. But just having that routine and that exercise, and I come home after and I'm just like, I just feel like energized. I'm exhausted, but I'm energized, and I just feel I sleep so much better than I have been, because I think it was just a lot of stress and a lot of worry and not working out. But now I sleep good, and I just feel energized and excited about coming to the gym.